Peace is not something that happens on its own, it requires the work of humanity and connection. Long before the violent legacy of colonialism, the people of the First Nations in the Americas, Australia, and Africa used what we now know as restorative justice to heal through trauma, pain, and conflict. Circle keeping is one of the most widely known and well-respected restorative justice processes available. Our circle keeping processes have multiple models. We offer healing circles, available to those healing from trauma or harm, accountability circles for those needing to sort through the emotional needs of taking accountability for a harm they caused, and also community circles for those who were not necessarily directly involved in a disruption but have been impacted by it. Conflict circles are often used for low-level disputes or conflicts. When these type of circles are used, it is usually because the individuals in conflict have no easy path toward resolution and it isn't as clear-cut as to who is right or who is wrong. In other words, it's a challenge of different perspectives with no clear, easy solution. Conflict circles enable people in disruption to hear one another in their community to bear witness, but they manage this without crosstalk to allow for everyone's true intent and message to be heard. Healing and accountability circles exist as a form of dialogue between those who admit to having caused harm to someone and those who are the ones that received harm, as well as their communities. In these circles, the parties in disruption do experience crosstalk and work through understanding the impact of the situation. This type of circle is not the best facilitation tool in all situations and is often mistaken as the only type of process. We offer more processes when it comes to harm. Healing circles can exist outside of the immediate nature of a harm. As a community, you can conduct healing circles in general, to deal with trauma and harms openly, or you can have trauma-specific circles. For example, you might find it necessary to have a healing circle for survivors of sexual battery, child abuse survivors, those who survived religious abuse, or other types of trauma. Even though the circle will be held with people who may have no relationship with one another, it may bring healing to air out their shared or similar traumas. Similarly, peer-based healing circles also exist and are encouraged. A peer-based circle may be, for example, a healing circle for Black women, or one for children of immigrants, or one for gay and bisexual men. In some cases, you may even do a trauma-specific peer-specific circle. For example, a healing circle for Black women who survived sexual violence or a healing circle for disabled non-men who experienced financial exploitation. A similar model can exist for accountability circles and community circles as well. Our standard circle practice can be conducted online or live and are typically 90 minutes. They are designed for groups as small as 2 up to 25. Our circles are not therapy sessions and at no point in time is medical advice expected or provided. In fact, advice is generally not part of the process. Most circles are closed circles and do not involve cross-talk. The purpose is not to help one another solve the problem, but rather to make space to air out what has happened. Sometimes, by being in a circle you may hear wisdom you never knew you needed, while other times you may not find you relate to something someone is saying at all. It's okay, you aren't required to love everything you hear. You are there to speak from your heart, and if it happens to impact someone in a positive way, that is simply an added bonus. Circles can be a great tool to prevent burnout in the professions. We recommend employers conduct circles regularly, especially if their personnel work in the helping professions, like nurses, social workers, paramedics, and other such fields. Circles are great tools for students of all ages in schools, and parent and guardians. Circles are great to have in your neighborhoods, workplaces, community organizations, houses of worship, and so much more. Contact the Restorative Justice Coalition and find out how we may provide circle-keeping services to your community or find out how we might train you on how to conduct them yourselves. Reach out to us for a free 90-minute consultation and we'll let you know what circle model is best for your situation and how we can help make that happen.